Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss JT for another episode of our daily stock market insights, and today is February 15th, 2022. I hope you guys had a profitable day today, day after Valentine's Day. Um, so we'll continue to discuss the most trending stocks in the Philippine market, and I just want to take the time to recognize you guys for those people who dropped by and extended their words of gratitude and nice words after watching my videos. So thank you guys. I'm reading all your comments, and you are continuously inspiring me to continue whatever I'm doing right now because I know that there's even one person who will watch my video that keeps me motivated. So keep it coming. Please share the videos to your friends. I hope we are able to enlighten them that indeed in venturing in the stock market is not that complicated, but it really takes patience. We are not experts overnight. That's why I've been doing this for several years now. I know I started my YouTube videos back in 2019, and I've been doing this every single day. And that's how we create or how we form a skill. We don't stop learning. Okay, so this is part of it. Welcome to our journey. Okay, so now I'd like to first discuss the index. How did the index perform today? And I would have to say that so far, if I am to draw this trend line over here, because it looks like it is now respecting this trend line, I'll change the color so you can see it. Looks like it is currently respecting this channel, right? As you can see right over here, each time it drops at this level, it is creating that tiny bounce. But if this will be respected, then chances are the next possible uh, movement is for it to move higher. So your trigger point would be at any time this breaks the line that we have created here, which is the ascending support channel of our index. Unless that gets broken, we are still following that uptrend, and we are now sitting at the support area. So we'll check our individual stocks and really find out if indeed um, those individual stocks are also following the same pattern, because what we see in the index does not necessarily mean that's the overall direction of the stock you're holding. The index comprises the 30 plus um, major stocks in the country. Okay, so that's my outlook. So I'm thinking if the buying sentiment is still high, it will just follow this trend line. Okay, now let's check out the request. I have actually noted two over here. One is pure gold. Okay, what I can see here is that pure gold. Okay, let me first draw. Um, At a glance, we can say that pure gold is in a downtrend because it each time it drops, it creates lower lows. Each time it bounces, it creates lower highs. So this is a bounce which is lower than the previous one. When it bounced again, it created a lower high. See that? So at the moment, so that's the first indicator that indeed we are in a downtrend. However, we also have to take a look at our RSI. Your RSI is starting to form that bullish divergence. And what made me say that is while the price was moving downwards, do you see that? Price is moving downwards. Your RSI is now creating that uh, increasing pattern, or the lines are somewhat ascending. Okay, now one thing to take note of here is that there is a big chance that even if you are already in a bullish divergence in your RSI, it could still continue to drop. we could have extended period of bullish divergence. See this? If you are to just notice these 2 points over here, price already declined, right? And then your RSI already increased. So that could have been our bullish divergence. But see what happened? It bounced and it went all the way down again. So that thing can happen as well. So we have to take a look at some other triggers that could cement our conviction that it is indeed going to reverse now. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to look at is the volume. Okay, volume, you don't have, so volume and the candlestick, those two things I pair with the indicators or the uh, RSI that I have plotted here. So I don't see a green engulfing candlestick as of yet. See that? Still red. There's one over here, but it's like a doji. Okay, a doji is a candlestick that starts and ends on that particular price level. See that? Okay, so we don't have that as of yet. Volume wise, even if that is, let's say, a green, the volume is still small. So what we are looking forward to see here is a green candlestick engulfing the red candlestick. At the same time, that green candlestick has to be inside the Bollinger Band, and we want the volume to also increase. So I'd say, yes, we're very near the reversal, but we just need a few more data points or a few more indicators to really show, to validate, okay, our assumption. Because right now we're just assuming based on RSI. So it's not solid yet. SECB is next. SECB, I like SECB because um well, it bounced at the MA20 line, right? And this is the second day where it confirmed indeed that we are going up already. So this could already mean that we might be following a possible um, third wave. Okay, this could be we're entering the third phase of an Elliott wave. Where's that Elliott wave? Here. Normally it starts with your first point is here. It drops to your previous resistance, which could create a support, and then it pushes higher again. Now, where do we plot the third point? You have to look at your previous uh, resistance area. That could be your third point again. So this is your plot that this is your resistance previously, right? We got rejected there. Where is the next resistance? I'll go on a weekly chart so it is clearer. Your next resistance is right over here. So now if I am to go back to my daily chart and if I want to plot my Elliott wave, wave 3 that is, I can just use those support and resistances. Okay, so I start from here. Point 1 is over here, which was your first resistance. We drop at the MA20 line, we move up again, and we could be right here. That could be your third point. Your fourth could be somewhere here or even higher, right? It could be right this one over here. That could be a possible. It's an area, okay? So don't be too strict on me. And then we have your fifth point, which I don't have the data. I have to, yeah. So it could be somewhere in those resistance levels. So that's how I plot my Elliott wave. I look back into the previous data where I see previous resistance, because that's where I could land for my third, fourth, and fifth point of my Elliott wave. So first, second, normally, okay, normally uh, the longest line in an Elliott wave is from your point 2 to point 3. So we could have a different discussion around that. But at the moment, okay, just to simplify things, we are on a possible bounce, okay, because this is already the second day where we had a green right after landing at the MA20 line. And your nearest resistance at the moment is your 118. So we have to observe the price movement around that line before we can say is indeed going to break your resistance area. If it breaks that level, then the next point I'm going to monitor in this kind of graph or chart is 126. We're not overbought yet. Notice we're just right at the 50s level, so there's really a big potential for it to continue moving to the upside. We just want our volume to show increased volume as we move higher and higher. Okay, so those are the key things to observe there. At the moment, the volume is not that much. So that's why I'm saying we have to observe around 118, because if there's not much volume, then the probability of us breaking or failing a breakout would be high. So we want volume to be high so that if we go approach a resistance, it's easier to break. I hope that makes sense. All stocks, let's try to check the other stocks. Wow, look at that. The highly traded stocks were on a red. Let's check out Converge. Continuous decline as well. Man, it broke this. You had a breakdown in this support. So where could we land next? Okay, guys, look at this. I know some of you will really find this already a very attractive level, but wait for it. Wait for the perfect timing. Do not catch a falling knife. That's what they said. So there is a chance that we could still continue to, although there's a promising long wick here, that means people are already starting to buy. But in this case, it's still a risky level. Okay, it's very risky at this point because it could still go down. Look at this. You even had a long wick here, but it still managed to go down. And I noticed something. There is a gap over here. Okay, that's a gap. And normally, when there is a gap, chances are at one point, we just do not know the timing, but there will come a time that it will go back to that level to close that gap. So uh, I already have a hint that there is indeed a possibility that it will close that gap before it even goes up again. So closing that would mean hitting this previous resistance, because that could be your next support. Okay, so that is something to closely monitor. Try to bookmark it. I don't know how you're gonna mark this on your chart. Save it. Put 2383 around that. Okay, so it could be slightly higher or lower. So around 2383 would be your next possible support. We're already at the oversold. It is just that even though this is oversold, there's really no sign yet that you are on a bullish divergence. Remember what I mentioned earlier? We want to see price moving down, but RSI is already moving up. But in this case, price is going down and RSI is still going down. So it's not yet done with the downtrend here. Same with ACEN. Downtrend is not over yet. There's not even a wick right here. It's just really landslide. Actually up to 818 papalao. But still, it's an obvious breakdown in the price. See that? Now, where do we plot our next support? Why am I plotting a support against a resistance? Because I see the sentiment really on a decline. So I'd rather focus my attention on the next possible area where it could land. So you had your resistance somewhere here. Diba? So that means that could be your next support. Pwede nga dito eh. But it's an area, so dyan na lang. Gitna nila. 776. So I go back now to the daily chart. That's it. See that? That was your previous support as well. So don't rush. I know it's already cheap, guys. Wait for it. Wait for that perfect timing. Let it stabilize. Even do sideways first before entering. Wait for a green engulfing candlestick. Sometimes your hint is as it stretches all the way down or it's overstretched on the resistance area. Chances are once you reach resistance and support levels, the candlesticks are starting to become smaller and smaller until you've fully exhausted it. Normally it's super small and there's not much movement because people are already uh, undecided whether to let go or to buy some more. So the sentiment is really 50-50. That's why the candlestick is starting to become super small. SPNEC. Okay, we had a slight bounce, but it just went back to the support level. So it is still at the moment respecting your MA20 line in our Bollinger Band. That is your running support level. Just be mindful though. So this is already a very risky level to enter. Please take note of that. This area over here is your support in an uptrend channel. So for those people who are still considering, I hope you guys have entered somewhere down below because I do not recommend that you enter right here because this is already about to. Okay, hopefully it doesn't, but this is on the verge of breaking a possible support. This is the support in an uptrend channel. So once it crosses the MA20 line, below that line, then selling sentiment might continue going down. Monde Monde is currently creating that support somewhere at the MA20, right? That is your support area. You had a nice green day last February 11, but you had a gap down. It also ended green, but of course, coming from an 18 peso level down to opening at 16, that's a drop. And at the moment, it is stabilizing, probably creating a support at the area very near the MA20 line. So that is 1628. But overall, if you believe in Mon being the recently added stock in the index, then go for it. It's just still a good level, right? Just help me, of course, because I do not cover fundamentals in my discussion. Only those things I may have read prior to the video are the things I share. So if you know anything that we do not know yet or I have not mentioned yet, please feel free. Let's help one another drop some important info or facts that you may be aware of and we do not know. Okay, so I think those are the videos or the stocks I will be featuring this evening. I was able to cover Puregold, SECB, Converge, ACEN, SPNEC, and Monde. One last, Dito. Ah, Dito went back, but we're still above the MA20 line. So this is your current support at the moment, 546. So I hope it doesn't break that anymore. Because anyway, MA20 line could act as a support when the chart is already or when the candlestick has already crossed the MA20 line to the upside. So babalikan nyo lang yan to create a support and then probably create a higher high. This could be your first point in your Elliott wave. Tama? One, two, tapos gagawa siya ng mas malaki, probably there. Tapos mag-drop siya somewhere here. And then probably, yun, pwedeng gaganyan siya. But I'm not an expert in Elliott wave. I just observed that normally from point 2 to point 3, that's your highest point. And then abot siya ng point 5. Right now, I just want to use the MA20 line in dito. I want to use MA20 line as our support. So we'll observe and find out if there will be a buying sentiment that will happen somewhere in this area. So still for long-term holders, this is an okay level to enter. for long-term holders, okay? So for intraday traders, you may want to consider this as well, but make sure to use faster time frame. All right. So I think that's it, guys, for this evening. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.